pirates. Joseph was only 10 years old, but he was smart. He noticed things that most people ignored. That is how he knew something was wrong that night. Joseph's family was spending the holidays on a cruise ship in the Caribbean. Tonight, everyone on the ship was enjoying themselves at dinner, but Joseph was alert. It was at 11 o'clock that Joseph heard soft splashes like a rowboat. Within 5 minutes, he heard a scrambling sound and then a gunshot. Pirates had boarded their cruise ship. He silently slipped into a corner and called the Coast Guard. Then he hid behind some barrels in the pantry and waited. In the meantime, the pirates rounded up all the passengers and started stealing their valuables. It seemed as though they would get away with it. When the Coast Guard arrived at last, everyone was relieved when the pirates were arrested and thanked Joseph for saving them all. Buried treasure. Penny had grown up in an orphanage and had no idea who her family was. One day she got a letter and a map that said, "Follow the map to find your family's treasure." Following the directions on the map, Penny found herself in a barren field. She had just begun to dig when a girl who looked just like her came there. The girl was Polly, and she too had received a map that led her there. Together, they started digging, wondering what this mysterious treasure could be. They finally found a large wooden box buried in the soil. When they opened it, they saw photographs, letters, and jewelry. They were sisters. Reading through the letters in the box, they found that their parents had died soon after their birth, but had hidden this box for the girls. The girls were delighted, but they always wondered who sent them the maps. Adventure underwater. 2 days ago, Romy's father had gone out in his fishing boat, but had not returned. So Romy decided that he would look for his father himself. Before his mother could stop him, he took his little boat and set sail. Romy thought, "Let me throw out my fishing net while I sail." However, suddenly something started pulling the net so hard that Romy lost control of his boat. He found himself thrown out of the boat into a dark hole. He heard a groan of pain from the darkness and crept closer. It was his father. Romy's father told him that they were inside the stomach of a giant fish. Romy had a bag of pepper in his pocket, so he tossed it up the fish's nose. The fish gave a violent sneeze, throwing the Romy and his father out into the sea. Romy's boat was nearby, and soon they sailed away to safety. Kidnapped. One morning, Eric was riding his bicycle when a black car slowed down next to him. Before he could understand anything, 2 men covered his nose with a chloroform drag, and he fainted. When he woke up, he was locked in a room he had never seen before. There were no windows and no furniture except for a mattress on the floor. Luckily, the room key was in the door from outside. Eric had an idea. He pushed a sheet of newspaper partway under the door. Using another paper, he pushed at the keyhole till he heard the key fall onto the newspaper. Then he slowly pulled the newspaper back to his side of the door with the key on it. Eric held his breath as he turned the key and opened the door. Sneaking out of the house, he called the police. The kidnappers were caught before they even realized that Eric had escaped.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.